Hi everyone, welcome to my podcast, P is for Plog. This is my sort of kind of weekly-ish podcast where I just talk about my life as a professional plogger. I'm trying to make a career from running and picking up trash. It's talking about the things that go well, the things that don't go well. This is an interesting one. This is Season 2, Episode 20. P is for pain. Now, I'll explain more after the intro, but you might want to not even listen to this one. I'm just putting this out there just to vent some steam, really, and frustrations. Let's get going.
Plug it, and tag it, and post it, and bin it. Plug it, and tag it, and post it.
Okay, that's kind of a weird intro. Let me just explain further. I'm going to be really brutally honest on this podcast, and it probably will not come across very nice. I try and do everything in positive, but this is probably going to be a bit of a negative one. But hopefully, if you do listen to this, please don't judge me too much. I'm just trying to be brutally honest and completely open and realistic in who I am and sort of the inner emotions, the inner demons. You know, you can't be a perfect person, and I always say I am so far from perfect. I sort of joking say I'm only good at 3 things, and 95.7% of the time I'm not very nice. I'm not very good at going through life. Maybe that's a bit of an over exaggeration or something, but yeah, I suck so bad at so many things in life, and I think this is going to come out in this podcast. So please, if at some point you feel uncomfortable with this, please just switch it off and then just go back to the positive ones, because I will have a positive at the end of this podcast episode, but it's going to be a little bit grumpy and moany. Well, let's get going. So why is it P is for pain? And it really comes to what happened yesterday. So yesterday, I'm not going to mention names or any organisation, but yesterday there was an award that was announced, or sort of the finalists were announced in a eco award. Last year, people sort of nominated me, but I didn't really understand the process, and I kind of screwed it up. This year, someone kindly nominated me, and I just have to sort of validate that entry or that sort of nomination, and which I did. And in that, I sort of said, yeah, I basically within 350 words said who I am, and it was something along the lines of, yeah, I try and pick up trash, yeah, do it in a positive story, all that kind of thing. And I said, yeah, and this year I ran 31 marathons in a row in a banana suit, running around the country trying to inspire people to pick up some trash. I think that is, and this is where it starts, you'll sort of see the ego coming out. I think that is a kick-ass thing that I did. I am so proud of that. I'm so proud of that. And I think, okay, now, am I wrong thinking that deserves to at least get into sort of the finals of an eco award? Am I being just too egotistical? Is it just too selfish of me to sort of think that? And that's the truth is, and you know, I'm also going to be umming and ahhing a lot in this. Please forgive me, because I'm just trying to find the right words to say this thing. So it's going to be quite a difficult podcast to listen to. But okay, but I think I come across as a very ego-driven person. And I think that is true. There's 2 moments in my childhood that really have lasting memory on me, and both of those were sort of my dad saying to me, "Don't do that. You're acting like a big head," and that really hit home. It sort of really I can remember exactly when that happened. I can't even remember what I was saying, but I remember that sort of comment from my father, which was well intentioned. It was just like saying, "Yeah, don't be so big headed." And and that sort of is a driving thing. Sort of people, I must come across as this completely self-centered person, but I really want people to be clear on this. There is a vulnerability there that doesn't really align with that ego. One of the things I liked about not being a professional blogger was I was safe. It was a safe space. I could feel like I did anything. I didn't need to get anything out of it. And I could just sort of go around sort of making this content, trying to help people and just sort of being good and everything. And just sort of doing it how I wanted to. It was affecting the family because it was taking up all my spare time and everything. But there was no risk to my soul or to my sort of mental health or anything, because I never had a need for it to succeed. I really wanted it to succeed, and I really want followers, not just because it would help me grow and I could get maybe more stuff for free, more ambassadorships and things like that. But the bottom line was I was doing it for myself. And in fact, that's how I started up Way of Life. Way of Life was actually me making a statement into the world, into social media, not necessarily for people to listen, but for me to say, I want to change my life. This is what I want to do. And it's just a recording to keep myself accountable. It was a way of keeping myself accountable. That's how Way of Life started up, saying, this is what I want to be my way of life. And then it sort of has grown into what it is now, which I'm super proud of, and super proud of what I've done, and I'm super proud of what I've achieved over this last year. But the trouble is at the moment that I don't have the luxury now of not having a need for it to succeed. It needs to succeed. Otherwise, I can't pay the bills. It's as simple as that. There is a financial dependency that impacts my family for it to succeed. So there's a lot of pressure on it doing. And one of the reasons why, if I go back to look at the reasons why I did the May Adventure, the reasons was because it was a bucket list item for years. I never thought I would be able to do because I was working full time. So I sort of jumped to that chance. I wanted to see how far I could push myself. I really wanted to try and make a huge impact and to get a lot of attention for it, to try and drive that to drive the message through, but also to drive, to raise my profile. I won't hide that. There was, the idea was it would benefit me, benefit the planet, together. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. They can live together in the same sphere, in the same project. It has a benefit, and that's what I try to say to sponsors as well. It's a benefit for you. It's a benefit for me. It's a benefit for the planet. Everyone wins on this if it does well. If I succeed and it does well, and I succeeded, and maybe it comes across as it was just too easy or something, because I didn't really have those moments of, oh, I can't go any further, I'm really struggling. I had a couple of days like that, which I came across on the live shows that I did, but on Instagram. But most of the time it went relatively well, and I think it amazed me. But don't for 1 minute think I didn't have to work my ass off to do it. It was tough. I didn't know where I was coming or going. But the idea was there that would hopefully, I put all of my eggs in one basket. I will admit it. I put all my eggs in one basket, hoping that if this happens, I will get the media attention. I will get sort of the recognition for doing something incredible. And then that will help sort of propel me to be able to make this a sustainable career, not just over sustainability, but that I can sustain this. I did that, and it was amazing, sort of the attention I got in the beginning, but it kind of broke my heart a bit that I didn't get on a TV show. How did I not get on a Dutch TV show? How did I not? I did have the Telegraph sort of did an article about me, but how did I not get more national attention at the end of it. Is it because I come across as too English? Is it because I do everything in English rather than Dutch? Is it because I come across as an ego-driven person? Is it why does someone on Instagram showing their bum deserve so much attention, and for me running nearly 1,500 kilometers in a month, not get any attention, or not get the attention I think it deserved or warranted? As I said, this is me being completely honest. Okay, so I didn't get the TV shows. That's fine. I didn't get any sponsors from it. That's fine. Carry on. So I was carrying on. And there was a little bit in my back of my mind with sort of when I got nominated for these awards, it was, oh, this is a bit of a lifeline. This could really help me. I'm not saying I'm going to win, but to be in the finalists will really give me a bit of exposure. Surely this will get into the final, in the finalist lists. And it didn't. There are similar initiatives that got in there, and I'm really happy for them. They are fantastic. So everyone that does anything on this line, I'm not saying anything against them. I'm not saying anything against awards. I just don't understand what do I have to do to sort of break through? As I said, it's got a dependency on a financial dependency on it succeed. So the idea was, if I could get into the finalists, I could sort of really work hard at trying to get the votes in and sort of really make that go. But the idea of next year, all of next year, to say, award-winning plogger, that would have been a really good thing. One thing that I would have done is milked the heck out of it. It's a bit like if I win the World Plogging Championships. That's a real goal of mine. Not because I want to win, but because I will milk everything I can out of that. And that's going to promote blogging, and it's going to promote me as a world champion. And it's the same thing with this. I would sort of milk the heck out of it. But I didn't get through to the finalists. And I nearly broke down. So Sander, a friend of mine, was on the train. He doesn't realize this, but I just read the email that second, and I met him on the train, and that was I think he really helped. And then I did a cleanup as well, which really helped yesterday. But I was on sort of a real low and thinking, I'm just going to quit. I can't. Or what I have to do is I have to sort of go back to how I used to do it when there was no pressure on me succeeding. No pressure on me succeeding. It meant that I could just do this in my spare time. It doesn't matter what people think. I can just do it because I love doing it. If you'd have given me a button that said quit now on that train, I would have done it. It was a real tough moment to get that email saying you didn't make it. And it was, I can't say anything against the awards. I can't say anything against the finalists. They're all sort of so deserving and everything. I just don't, How did I not get to more than 10,000 followers on Instagram for running that? Is it just because it is so selfish what I'm doing? And talking about selfish, another thing that happened this morning, was I looked at a friend of mine, Daniel's, his feed, and he's just been literally doing a 24-hour plog. We talked about it, but it completely left my mind. I would have loved to have joined him. I would have loved to have been part of that. But I'm having to be so focused and so self-centered on what I'm doing at the moment, just to sort of get the money in, that it's bringing out sort of a part, a side of me that I don't like. The fact that I can't sort of really focus on friends and family. It's all about me. And then when it doesn't happen, then it just hits hard. So perhaps it is just because I come across as an ego person that thinks he's like amazing. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this is going. but I just wanted to sort of say that not getting that nomination has really sort of knocked me back a bit. But yeah, I can't. But let's look at the positives. I mean, I think it's amazing what I've been able to achieve. Not just that May adventure, the fact that I've run. I always said, if I can do this in my free time, imagine what I can do in my full time. And I am pretty stoked at what I've been able to achieve in my full time. I'm already over 40,000 litres of trash for this year, 4,500 kilometres of running, been posting. I've had some really great interactions with people, and I've had some real great engagement with not just with my sponsors, the sponsors I do have, but also with other brands. I've got a couple of cleanups in the planning. The trouble is I need more, which means that I just, at the moment, whereas when I was doing it in my free time, it was like, finish work, okay, now I can focus on what I'm doing. At the moment, it is try and scrape together enough money to get the bills paid this month, and then try and get something done for myself. And it's just I actually have less time to really focus on my daily plogging, which is really hurting me, really upsetting me. But I need to carry on, because if you look at the amount of money that I have sort of been able to earn this year, I think that's pretty incredible for an initial startup doing something like this. And unfortunately, I've got the chain around my neck of a family and a sort of large mortgage, etc. So I don't want to impact that if I can. Maybe I'm putting the pressures on myself for it, but yeah, I did. It really hurt not getting in that finals, when it shouldn't be. That should have zero impact on me. But unfortunately, it does have a financial impact on me. Is it? Maybe it's because people think I'm doing so well that it doesn't need that support. It could be that the jury just went, oh, he's doing so well, let's not focus on him, let's focus on other people that need it more. I don't think people realize how close to failure it is at the moment, or how close to failure I am at the moment. Because if this fails, then I don't know what I'm going to be doing. But let's talk about some positives, because there really are positives. And I think I'm just airing this. I just literally just waffled for 17 minutes, probably making no sense. And I don't care. This is just me just having a chance to say, God damn it, what have I got to do? I just need to release that. But let's get to the positives, because I have been working with some great people. I'm just currently doing some work for Amsterdam Marathon, which I'm so excited about. And really, that's everything I sort of want to do. Is if I could do things like that and it paid the bills, then I would be the happiest bunny. I don't care. I don't care if what I'm doing with Amsterdam Marathon, I need it to do well so that it gets more attraction and more attention for sponsors. But really, I think what we're doing with Amsterdam Marathon is so wonderful. I think it's a success already, even before I've done anything, even if I don't finish a marathon for some reason. Even if something bad happens, the idea of what we're trying to do here with the organization is just so fantastic. I'm super excited about that. And I've got some cleanups coming up, which I'm so excited about. It's really a chance to sort of spread my message and sort of and do that. So there's definitely, I always sort of say to people, if you imagine my head, the money that's coming in is sort of, it started off around waist level, but now it's sort of maybe hovering around sort of shoulder level each month. I'm just scraping through to get to the next month, but at some point it's going to backfire on me, I know, but let's just see what sort of goes on. But in terms of positive, this is what I need to do. I think what I need to, so why have I not quit? So the most important thing to know on here, let's go positives, like I said. Why have I not quit? and so what happened was yesterday I went to a different sonder, went to a cleanup. He invited me to a cleanup, and I just said, yeah, I'd love to come along if I can. So it wasn't a paid gig or anything like that. I just wanted to come along and support him because he's sort of an Insta friend, and hopefully turning into a real friend as well. I went along to support him just for a cleanup, and and when I was running, picking up trash, I suddenly had a huge grin on my face. And what was wonderful there was I wasn't leading it wasn't my event, so I could literally just focus on picking up trash and just enjoying myself and doing everything. And I had a wonderful time. And that was a lifeline. What he did there, sort of doing that and meeting the other Sonder on the train, they acted as lifelines for me to sort of turn around that sort of almost breakdown on a train into something that was like, no, I need to carry on. I need to carry on doing this. I just need to make sure that I keep that joy of creation at the forefront, and just go, look, this is what I'm doing. If it works, it works. At some point, if it fails, it's failed. I need to put less stress on myself to make it work. Less stress that, it shouldn't matter if I get an award or get nominated for the finals or get into the finals for an award. That should have zero impact on what I'm doing, and zero impact on my mental state and on my joy that I'm getting out of it. Because heck, I ran nearly 1,500 kilometers in 1 month. How many people can say that? How many people would ever be able to say they did that? And I did it in a banana suit, picking up trash, pushing a stupid buggy. And I had the support of so many people, which is incredible. And today I'm going out. I'm going to enter a competition for Insta360 where you can win €1,000 if you do a POV thing. I'm going out. I've got a great, fun, creative reel on that. So I'm just, I need to keep on throwing jam sandwiches at the wall looking for something that will stick. I just need to stop expecting it to stick. I just need to keep on going. That didn't stick. Next one, bang. Next one, bang. Just keep on plugging away at it and just keep on coming up with new ideas and seeing if I can. I always said when I went to as a professional plogger that the most important thing was me to say is I tried. I really gave it everything I could to make it succeed. And I think I've done that. I think that mission's achieved. So whatever happens now, however long I can last for, I need to keep in sight, wow, I did that. I tried to make it work. It didn't work, or it did work. Whatever happens, I did my best. And I had incredible help from people that have supported me and that continue to support me emotionally and financially and everything. So huge shout out to everyone. And I'm so sorry that if I come across as being so self-centered at the moment, so ego-driven, or not ego-driven perhaps, but so self-focused that I'm losing track of what other people are doing. It's just a necessary evil at the moment. I just have to get that mortgage paid each month. So that's it. I'm going to go out, create some content today, and try and get some fun back. I can understand why now. I sort of, a lot of my friends have been like saying, oh, these influencers, all they do is they get gifted these things and then they sell them. And now I know the reason why. They need the money. It's not a case that they just like, I don't want to use that. They're just like going, oh, this is an extra income for me. I need to sell that to actually get extra money to support what I'm doing. I think, so I can understand why they do it. I'm not at that point yet. I still will only accept things if I really will sort of use them. Because I think that's super important for my mission. But I can understand why they do that, why the stress is there and everything. I just need to get back to the fun. Need to get back to doing videos and having joy in what I'm doing and going bang and not looking at how many views it gets, because Instagram seems to be getting worse and worse these days. This is a message for me. My name is Paul. this is my way of life. This is actually just me talking to myself now. Paul, you need to remember why you're doing this. This is something you believe in. This is something you want to spread. This is a way of life that you want to share with the world. Whatever form that takes, and whether you succeed or don't, continue making this your way of life, because it's important. It's important for you mentally to carry on doing it and focus on the process, less on the results. Thank you for listening. If you did go through, why did you listen to it? I warned you not to do it. Do not moan about if I sound down. Do not do anything along those lines, because that's not allowed. Not in this episode. Bye. Speak to you next week.